We'll start our session with the introduction of wireless channel, and I am going to present it as I have already introduced. I am Suvarna Kadam. So the first unit of your cellular network is introduction of wireless channel. So when you talk about the wireless channel, we'll see here what is there in this particular unit. So if you'll see your syllabus, I'll just introduce what is the wireless communication first. Then we'll talk about the free space propagation model. We'll talk about what do you mean by propagation model, and then we'll come to understand what will be the free space propagation model. Then we'll talk about the ground reflection scenario. So whenever there is a communication, there will be the three things which affects your transmission. The first is a reflection, second is the diffraction, and third is nothing but the scattering. So we'll talk about the reflection in this particular scenario, and that is ground reflection scenario. The fourth is Hata model. So this is a particular model which will give you what will be the receiver noise there. Okay? Whenever there is a communication, I have already explained, and hereafter also I'm going to talk about a bit about this particular communication system. ठीक है? So Hata model is for, or Hata model and the receiver noise computation. Then the fifth will be the channel estimation techniques and diversity in wireless communication. So majorly these 5 points we are going to cover in this unit number 1. And this is just the introduction to the wireless communication. So if you want to know what is wireless communication, you must understand all these things. So let us start our first thing, that is nothing but the here you can see this is nothing but the introduction. So whenever I'm talking about the introduction, whenever I'm dealing with the say any communication system, my communication system, so if I talk very randomly about the communication system, my communication system includes, one will be the transmitter, the second component of my communication system will be the receiver, and to have the communication between these two, I need something which is called as the media. Or in my communication वर्ड्स, इफ आई एम इंटरेस्टेड इन द कम्युनिकेशन की लैंग्वेज में अगर हम मीडिया की बात करेंगे, सो दिस मीडिया इज आइदर इट विल बी द वायर्ड मीडिया, यू आर यूजिंग एक्चुअली वायर्स फॉर कनेक्शन, और यू आर गोइंग टू use a wireless media. So here whenever we are dealing with the wireless communication, our media is not actual or a physical media, it's a wireless media. So through air you are transmitting. Is there any, like, otherwise whenever I'm talking about the wireless channel, I'm considering here that my wireless channel is nothing but the free space. ठीक है? अगर आप फ्री स्पेस की बात कर रहे हो तो फ्री स्पेस इज, इट्स नॉट एक्चुअली, और यू कैन से इट इज नॉट अ प्रैक्टिकल मीडिया, बट इट्स सम अजम्पशंस वी आर मेकिंग. ठीक है? ये वाली चीजें हमारे फ्री स्पेस में आएंगी. ठीक है? So this is something about the communication system. Any communication system will have these three at least basic elements: transmitter, receiver, and to establish a communication you must have this communication media. ठीक है? So if you can see here, there is one diagram which gives you this particular kind of a scenario. You are having a base station. ठीक है? ये आपका बेस स्टेशन है, ये ट्रांसमिट करता है. सो दिस इज योर ट्रांसमिटिंग एंटीना. ठीक है? ये आपका ट्रांसमिटिंग एंटीना है, ये आपका यहाँ पे रिसीवर है. ठीक है? दिस इज द मोबाइल एक्चुअली कंटेन सम वन रिसीविंग एंटीना. So this receiving antenna will receive this particular signal whenever it is transmitted by this particular base station. And this figure indicates the propagation loss for a wireless signal. What do you mean by propagation loss? As if my mobile is here, my strength, received strength will be more. अगर मैंने यहाँ पे मेरा मोबाइल रखा है तो मेरा जो भी स्ट्रेंथ होगा इससे लेस होगा. So what thing you can conclude from this, that the strength of the transmitted wireless, this signal will be called here as the radio signal. So I can say that the strength of the transmitted radio signal, or this is the wireless, because I'm not actually using any media for the transmission, I'm using air as a media, free space as a media. ठीक है? So wireless radio signal जैसे distance बढ़ता जाएगा, wireless radio signal decreases. Here signal decreases, this means the signal strength decreases as the distance of propagation, I need to correct this one, increases. ठीक है? So जैसे आपका distance increase होगा वैसे आपका strength decrease होगा, and this is what we called as the propagation loss. ठीक है? So what is the reasons of this propagation loss? Whenever your signal transmits from the transmitter, things will go the reflection. Now here आपका जो भी satellite communication, then I can say another will be the refraction, ठीक है. थर्ड विल बी द, या फिर आप इसको डिफ्रैक्शन भी कह सकते हैं, और थर्ड वन इज नथिंग बट द स्कैटरिंग, ठीक है. सो एज हियर इन द डायग्राम यू कैन सी दैट देयर इज अ लाइन ऑफ साइट कम्युनिकेशन. व्हेन योर कम्युनिकेशन इज इन द स्ट्रेट लाइन, दिस कम्युनिकेशन विल बी कॉल्ड एज अ लाइन ऑफ साइट कम्युनिकेशन, ठीक है. नो ऑब्स्टैकल, नथिंग इज इन बिटवीन, योर ट्रांसमीटर एंड रिसीवर इज हैविंग अ डायरेक्ट कम्युनिकेशन, विल बी कॉल्ड एज अ line of sight communication. But in the rural areas you are not having like this kind of a scenario. Otherwise, if your channel or if your things contain some of the obstacles, what will happen, my receiver will be here. I'm just trying to give you the idea, ठीक है. मेरा रिसीवर यहाँ पे मेरा ट्रांसमिटिंग एंटीना है, ठीक है, यहाँ पे मेरा रिसीविंग एंटीना है, ठीक है. एक तो यहाँ पे डायरेक्टली सिग्नल्स आ सकते हैं, दूसरा किसी ऑब्स्टैकल, सपोज आई हैव सम ऑब्स्टैकल दैट the signal can strike to that obstacle and then will reach to the signal, ठीक है. So this is what we called as the causes of loss, ठीक है. ये आपके causes of loss है, and about this particular loss we'll talk in a detail. So these are nothing but the causes of loss. So this will be the line of sight and this will be the non line of sight signal. This is the reflected one, ठीक है. And it will reach to the receiver. My receiver must take into account this kind of the thing. So whatever I'll receive is nothing but the direct bus plus indirect signal. So iska jo bhi aap you can sorry, indirect signal, whatever estimate you will do will be there in the propagation model, theek hai. So the first thing which we have concluded from the previous slide is nothing but the strength of transmitted wireless radio signal decreases as the distance of propagation increases, which is nothing but the propagation loss. Now here, this d is nothing but the distance of this transmitting antenna to the receiving antenna or to the receiver. So signal strength at the mobile, here I have taken receiving device as a mobile. So signal strength at a mobile as a function of a distance d. So d indicates the distance between your transmitter and the receiver, okay. So the next one is nothing but the propagation model. I'll talk about the propagation model. Traditionally propagation model have focused on predicting the average received power. आपने बहुत ज़्यादा power transmit किया है, but are you actually able to receive all that power? No. So you need to understand what is the received power, ठीक है. So traditionally propagation model is the model which focuses on predicting. Are you actually receiving it? No, but you are predicting. Whenever I am designing any system, I need to understand what will be my received power strength. कुछ भी डिजाइन करते तो पहले आपको उसको, you need to understand what will be the received power. If my need is a 10 watt and I'm not able to receive that much power, that model will be useless model, ठीक है. So propagation model is the model which predicts the average received signal strength at a given distance from the transmitter, as well as the variability of the signal strength in the close spatial proximity. Spatial proximity, space, alag alag space पे, ठीक है, to the specific location. Suppose I have this kind of a diagram. This is, suppose I have put a distance on the x-axis and I have put it a strength or a signal power. चलो इसको dB में measure करेंगे signal strength को. So as we have seen that at in the kilometer or in the proximity or in close आपका zero distance है transmitting antenna से, फिर वो बढ़ते जा रहा है, ठीक है, उसके साथ उसका power कम होते जा रहा है, ठीक है. So if this is the distance, this is the received power, whatever you are observing here is nothing but this is nothing but the आउटपुट ऑफ द प्रोपागेशन मॉडल. ये आप प्रेडिक्ट क्या करता है, हर जगह पे कितना स्ट्रेंथ होगा, आपका पावर कितना मिलेगा, जैसे डिस्टेंस बढ़ाएंगे कैसे पावर आपका चेंज होते जाएगा. So if I want to define a propagation model, it gives you the average or it predicts the average received signal strength at a given distance. So this will be the propagation model. Now there are two or this propagation model is categorized into two categories. The first category is nothing but the large scale propagation model. So propagation model that predicts the mean signal strength for an arbitrary transmitter receiver separation distance are useful in estimating the radio coverage area of a transmitter and are called as a large scale propagation. Why the scale is large? Because you are considering here the distance is very large, ठीक है. Since they characterize signal strength over large transmitter receiver separation distances, several this distance normally this distance is several hundred or thousands of meters, and that's why this propagation model will be called as the large scale propagation model. ठीक है. ये क्या प्रिडिक्ट करता है? ये वही प्रिडिक्ट करता है, ये सिग्नल स्ट्रेंथ प्रिडिक्ट करता है फॉर एन आर्बिटरी टीआर separation. TR is transmitter receiver separation. ठीक है. As a distance is large, this model will be called as a large scale propagation model. Another is the small scale propagation model. So propagation model that characterize the rapid fluctuations of the received power signal strength over a very short travel distance, very few wavelengths. ठीक है. अगर आपका सिग्नल ये है, ठीक है, अगर आपका ये सिग्नल है, this वन साइकिल ड्यूरेशन विल बी कॉल्ड एज द वन वेवलेंथ. ठीक है. सो ये जो डिस्टेंस होता है एज कंपेयर नॉट इन द मीटर्स और सेवरल हंड्रेड मीटर्स में होता है, इट्स इन कंपैरिजन विद द वेवलेंथ. एज यू नो दैट वेवलेंथ फॉर हायर फ्रीक्वेंसी इज वेरी स्मॉल. ठीक है. सो ये डिस्टेंस इन कंपैरिजन विद द वेवलेंथ होता है, और वेरी फ्यू वेवलेंथ्स और अ शॉर्ट टाइम ड्यूरेशन, बहुत कम टाइम के लिए. नाउ दे विल कॉल्ड एज अ स्मॉल स्केल प्रोपागेशन मॉडल्स, और दे विल कॉल्ड एज द फेडिंग मॉडल्स. ठीक है. So this is the difference between two models. One is the large scale propagation model and other one is the small scale propagation model. Now we'll further now here we are going to talk about the free space propagation model. So this free space propagation model here will be for the large scale distances or large distances. ठीक है. Not a very you can say these models will not be called as the fading models. This will be the large scale propagation models, as you are considering the distance between your transmitter and receiver is a large. So as we have already discussed, what I have here, I have a transmitter. ठीक है. मेरे पास एक ट्रांसमीटर है, फिर मेरा जो मीडिया है वो वायरलेस मीडिया है, एंड हियर आई हैव अ रिसीवर. ठीक है. और मेरे पास रिसीवर है. ठीक है. नाउ हियर आई हैव अ वायरलेस मीडिया. नाउ हियर आई एम गोइंग टू डू वन अजम्पशन, दैट इज नथिंग बट द जो भी मेरा मीडिया है, वॉट एवर मीडिया आई एम यूजिंग is nothing but the free space. ठीक है. So free space, if I want to define the free space, because as this model is a free space propagation model, I'm assuming that my communication happens or it goes through the free space. So how you're going to define a free space? The first thing about the free space is nothing but it does not interfere. If I am radiating something, it will not interfere in your normal radiations. ठीक है. So this is the first assumption, or this is the first characteristics of the first free space. The second characteristics, it will not have any magnetic or gravitational field. ठीक है. This is the second characteristic of your free space. Third characteristics, it has no solid bodies. ठीक है. And the fourth is nothing but it has no ionized particles. ठीक है. It has no ionized particles. So these are nothing but the characteristics of your free space. Now, does this free space exist anywhere? No. This free space does not exist. As this free space does not exist anywhere, but we need to predict the received power, and however the propagation of waves can be easily explained with this particular free space. ठीक है. So this is something which we need to understand here. So the next one is nothing but now we to understand the free space model, I must understand what do you mean by the isotropic source. So another assumption here to understand the free space, हम लोग यहाँ पे क्या assume कर रहे हैं, जो भी हमारा source है वो isotropic source है. So isotropic source is a source which is nothing but the point source. ठीक है. ये आपका सोर्स जो भी है वो पॉइंट सोर्स है. द सेकेंड इज नथिंग बट दिस पॉइंट सोर्स, एंड द सेकेंड थिंग इज नथिंग बट you are radiating isotrophically. Isotrophically means equal radiations in all directions. So when you say equal radiation in all directions means this is my point source. I'm radiating equally. अगर मैं यहाँ पे कुछ पावर assume यहाँ पे measure करे तो same है, यहाँ पे same है, यहाँ पे same है, और यहाँ पे same है. So if I'm drawing its radiation pattern, the radiation pattern will be like this. So this is the isotropic source which radiates equally in all the directions. So when you are talking about the isotropic source, this particulars are nothing but the radiation. ठीक है, ये आपके रेडिएशंस है, और ये आपका जो भी पॉइंट सोर्स है वो है आपका आइसोट्रोपिक सोर्स. ठीक है, अगर मुझे इसका पावर निकालना है या फिर आई वांट टू नो व्हाट इज द पावर डेंसिटी इज नथिंग बट द, आइदर यू आर अज्यूमिंग दैट इट इज द एवरेज पावर, और यू कैन डिनोट इट विद द, आई कैन से विद say W. ठीक है, any denotations will be okay, but here the P average or the average power will be nothing but the power density. So how you are going to denote this power density? Your power density is nothing but the, it's, I'll say density is radiated power per unit area. So as you know that it radiates equally in all the directions. So if I have an isotropic source, it will have a radiation pattern like this. I have a source here. Okay. So if I take area of this particular sphere, the area here for this sphere will be 4 pi r square. And what is the definition? That is definition is nothing but the radiated power per unit area. So I'll say this PT is nothing but the power radiated by isotropic source. So if I am interested in this particular power density, I'll denote it P average is nothing but the PT by 4 pi r square. Now what is R here? Suppose I am having a point source, I am having an isotropic source here, and here I am checking what is the power. So ये जो भी है, this is R. In some of the books they have mentioned it as R, or in some of the book it is mentioned as a D. So both way it is okay. So if you denote is PT by 4 pi D square will also be okay. If you denote it with the 4 pi R square will also be okay. Now what will be the unit of power density? It is the radiated power, और power का unit क्या होता है आपका? Watts होता है. What about the area का unit? Meter square. So the unit will be watts per meter square. ठीक है. Now here if you'll see what happens, how you are going to correlate this power density with this particular distance. So if you see as distance increases your power decreases. So if I'm going to see the relationship, P average is equal to PT divided by 4 pi D square या फिर 4 pi I square. So as distance increases, ठीक है, your power decreases, because I can say my P average is inversely proportional to 1 by D square. And this law is called, or this particular thing is called as the inverse square law. This law will be called as the inverse square law, because your average power is inversely proportional to the square of distance, or I can say the power density is inversely proportional to the square of distance from the source. So this is called as the inverse square law. So the next one is nothing but the, यहाँ पे हम लोगों ने शायद से we have seen about so sorry, just give me a minute. So inverse square law. The second thing is that, now we are interested in what? We are interested in free space equation. So if I am talking about I can say the average power, either you denote it with the P average or you can denote it with the W will be okay. So या तो आप उसको P average के साथ डिनोट करिए, या तो आप उसको W0 के साथ डिनोट कीजिए, एंड दिस विल बी द PT by 4 pi D square. ठीक है. Now according to the Poynting theorem, if you have gone through electromagnetics, you do remember that your average power can be given by P average is equal to E square by neta. ठीक है. So this is the electric field intensity and this is nothing but the Intrinsic impedance. Intrinsic impedance is nothing but the free space impedance. आपका जो भी इंस्ट्रिंसिक इम्पेडेंस होता है वो फ्री स्पेस इम्पेडेंस होता है, एंड दैट इज 120 पाई. अदरवाइज इफ यू कैलकुलेट दिस इज 377 ओहम. या फिर आप so if I'm interested in the E, only electric field intensity I can give it by this particular. So P average into neta and the square root. So this you have already gone through. So if I'm interested in the electric field, अगर मुझे electric field intensity पता करना है, तो मेरे पास तो P average पहले से निकाला हुआ है, ठीक है. I have already P average, so I can put the value of P average over here. So it will be 4 pt divided by 4 pi d square into 120 pi. So everything will be in the square root. So 4 threes are, I can say 12. So this will be the 30 pt, and you can say this d, or you can either put r, will be okay. So if I calculate, this will go in the 30 pt. ठीक है, ये आपने ये किया, और d को आपने बाहर निकाला, डिस्टेंस. यू पुट d, यू पुट r, will both will be okay. So ये हो गया volts per meter. ठीक है. So this is the electric field intensity. If you know total power, you can find out the electric field intensity by this formula with the distance, if you know the distance. ठीक है. Now this is the expression which will give you the electric field in the free space at the distance of d, and you are having a source as isotropic source. So you need to understand what we have assumed first. Our source is isotropic source, and our propagation is through the free space. ठीक है. So this is all about what we have seen. Now fundamental equation, यहाँ पे we'll talk about the fundamental equation for which we are doing all these things. ठीक है. पहले हम लोगों ने क्या किया है, पहले तो हम लोगों ने we have already find out what is the power density. So we'll directly start with our free space equation. ठीक है. So this free space equation will tell you that this particular omega, either you denote it with omega, w0, this is the pt divided by 4 pi d square, and this will be in the watts per meter square. अभी हम लोगों ने ये define किया था. ठीक है. Now W is the letter used for power density, and its unit is watts per meter square. Now this equation is only valid if your source is isotropic source. Okay. Now as we are dealing here in the free space propagation model, that there is something which is transmitting and there is something which is receiving. Okay. So यहाँ पे आपका जो भी practical antenna होगा, that are not isotropic antennas, that will be the directional antenna. ठीक है. They will radiate in a more receiving or या फिर transmitting antenna, they will radiate more in a particular direction or less in other directions. So the gain of such antennas, how you are going to find out the gain of such directive antennas? Now here this is the power density. I'm interested in what the gain of a transmitting antenna, or it is called as a I can say directive gain. ठीक है. So कैसे निकालेंगे आप किसी भी एंटेना का डायरेक्टिव गेन? So this directive gain can be calculated by or denoted by GT, which is gain is GT. ठीक है. So you will find here, or you are going to check the power density in the maximum direction of प्रैक्टिकल एंटीना, क्योंकि आपका ये आइसोट्रोपिक एंटीना नहीं है, डायरेक्शनल एंटीना है, तो वो किसी डायरेक्शन में ज्यादा रेडिएट करेगा. सो दिस विल बी द WD. सो दिस इज द पावर डेंसिटी in a particular or in a maximum direction, and this will be the power density due to isotropic antenna. और वो हम लोगों ने पहले से निकाला हुआ है, and that is nothing but the W0. So this will be the gain of the transmitting antenna. So if I write this gain of transmitting antenna, WD divided by W0. So W0 we already know, so we'll put that value over there. ठीक है. Now for any antenna, if you are talking about this, WD is equal to GT into W0, and we know that power density here is nothing but the, we have already calculated, that is PT divided by 4 pi d square. ठीक है. तो ये हम लोगों ने पहले से निकाला हुआ है। अभी रिसीविंग जब एंटेना की हम लोग बात करेंगे, सो व्हेनेवर यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट द रिसीविंग एंटेना, वॉट एवर पावर यू हैव ट्रांसमिटेड, दिस इज द पावर डेंसिटी, ठीक है, ट्रांसमिटिंग एंटेना का। अगर हमने इतना पावर डेंसिटी भेजा है, इट विल नॉट बी द केस वेयर यू विल रिसीव ऑल द पावर। नाउ इफ माई एंटीना, I need to consider the antenna aperture, whereas I am going to define what is antenna aperture. Antenna aperture is nothing but the area of the antenna which contributes in receiving the antenna power. ठीक है, आपका एंटीना बहुत बड़ा है, यू आर हैविंग अ वेरी ह्यूज एंटीना, बट द एंटीना area which contributes in receiving the power is less, means your aperture of antenna is less. So this is the actual area which contributes in receiving. So I need to multiply this WD with my effective aperture. So here WD we have already calculated, PT divided by 4 pi d square, ठीक है, और इसके साथ मुझे इफेक्टिव अपेर्चर को मल्टीप्लाई करना पड़ेगा। अगर मुझे इफेक्टिव अपेर्चर पता करना है तो वी हैव, आई जस्ट गिव यू द गेन इज गिवन बाय 4 पाई लैम्डा स्क्वायर इनटू इफेक्टिव अपेर्चर। सो आपको ये रिमेंबर करना पड़ेगा सिर्फ, ठीक है। अगर एंटीना के बारे में आप जानते हैं तो आपको ये पता होना चाहिए कि गेन ऑफ एंटीना इज 4 पाई बाय लैम्डा से स्क्वायर इनटू इफेक्टिव अपेर्चर। सो इफ आई वांट टू नो व्हाट इज द इफेक्टिव अपेर्चर, आई जस्ट जी इनटू लैम्डा स्क्वायर डिवाइडेड बाय 4 पाई। अगर आप ये रिसीविंग एंटीना की बात करेंगे यहाँ पे, सो फॉर रिसीविंग एंटीना आई नीड टू consider this GR, the gain of the receiving antenna, into lambda square divided by 4 pi. So this will be the effective aperture. Now I'll put this particular thing here in above equation, ठीक है। ये जो इक्वेशन आपने निकाला, सो यहाँ पे आपका क्या होगा, इट विल बी द PT, ठीक है, और यहाँ पे ऑलरेडी आपका GT भी है, ठीक है। सो ओमेगा, सो मैं भूल गई थी, सो PT GT GR, क्योंकि ये यहाँ पे जाएगा आपका इफेक्ट, इसके साथ मल्टी इनटू लैम्डा स्क्वायर डिवाइडेड बाय 4 पाई तो ऑलरेडी है डी स्क्वायर, सो 4 पाई के साथ मल्टीप्लाई होके 4 पाई स्क्वायर। सो ये पूरा स्क्वायर टर्म मैं यहाँ पे डाल देती हूँ। सो इफ आई रीराइट दिस इक्वेशन ऑन अनदर स्लाइड, माय इक्वेशन विल बिकम माय power density here at the receiving antenna will be PT GT GR, then I think I have their lambda square, ठीक है। उसके बाद जो नीचे आपका था वो था 4 पाई डी और ये पूरा स्क्वायर, ठीक है। So what I will do, I'll just take out all the square terms over there and I'll just try to understand what will be my received power. Sorry, if I do remember here, this is the received power, not only WD. So I'll just denote this as a PR. तो ये मेरा received power है, PR received power, ठीक है। यहाँ पे सिर्फ मैं अलग क्या करूँगी, I'll just take out all the square वाला terms. So this will be lambda by 4 pi d square, ठीक है। अब यहाँ पे मेरा रिसीव्ड पावर है, यहाँ पे मेरा ट्रांसमिटेड, आई हैव टेकन दैट रेशियो ऑफ रिसीव्ड एंड ट्रांसमिटेड पावर। नाउ I'll get here GT into GR into lambda by 4 pi d square, ठीक है। This equation whatever I have got, this is the power, ठीक है, and the ratio of the power, ठीक है। अगर सिर्फ पावर है तो इसका यूनिट होगा वैट्स, ये रेशियो ऑफ पावर्स है, एंड दिस इक्वेशन is called as the free space. You can say, either you can say this is a fundamental equation for free space or you can say it as a free space equation, ठीक है। So if you are rewriting this equation again, you can rewrite this equation in such a way, PR PT is equal to, अब जो भी GT और GR, it's really simple to remember because gain वाला term जो है वो आपका ऊपर जा रहा है, और अगर इसको नीचे लेना है तो स्क्वायर इनवर्स दिस 4 पाई डी, so sorry, 4 pi d divided by lambda square. So the collectively this equation will be called as the Friis या फिर free space equation, ठीक है। सो ये आपका हो गया फ्री स्पेस इक्वेशन। ऊपर के जो भी टर्म्स है दे रिप्रेजेंट द गेन, और नीचे के जो भी टर्म्स है दे रिप्रेजेंट द पाथ लॉस, ठीक है। सो दिस इज ऑल अबाउट द फ्री स्पेस इक्वेशन इन विच वी आर राइट नाउ इंटरेस्टेड। Now next one, I want to know that what is the loss I am observing. जैसे मैंने आपको बोला जो ऊपर के टर्म है वो क्या डिनोट करते हैं, वो डिनोट करते हैं गेन, और नीचे के जो भी टर्म्स है वो डिनोट करते हैं ट्रांसमिशन पाथ लॉस. So I'm going to find out the equation only for path loss. So right now I'm dealing with the transmission path लॉस. अगर मुझे सिर्फ ट्रांसमिशन पाथ लॉस को पता करना है तो आई कैन से माई दिस 4πd by lambda square, this term is the spatial attenuation. This term is nothing but the spatial attenuation. ठीक है, so I can denote this spatial attenuation with the letter ls, which is equal to 4πd by lambda square. ठीक है, सो इसके साथ मैं उसको डिनोट कर देती हूँ. नाउ इन डेसिबल्स इफ आई वांट टू राइट, आपका स्पैटियल अटेन्यूएशन उसमें आ गया है. अगर आप इन डेसिबल, पहले आप, आई एम जस्ट राइटिंग दैट इक्वेशन, दैट इज माय पी आर बाय पी टी इज इक्वल टू जी टी जी आर डिवाइडेड बाय 4πd बाय लैम्डा स्क्वायर. ठीक है, सो अगर मुझे इसको dBs में कन्वर्ट करना है तो इट विल बिकम 10 log to the base 10. I can say this is PR by PT. ठीक है, उसके बाद 10 log GT प्लस अभी ये मल्टीप्लाई है तो इट विल बिकम 10 log of GR प्लस आई कैन से 10 log. अभी यहाँ पे ये टर्म आपका माइनस होना है, लेकिन मैंने उसको इफ आई मेक इट उल्टा, दैट इज लैम्डा बाय 4πt, इट विल बिकम प्लस. ठीक है, स्क्वायर. अभी ये स्क्वायर का टर्म यहाँ पे जाएगा, इट विल बिकम 20. और अगर मुझे पी टी यहाँ पे भेजना है तो वो टर्म आपका हो जाएगा माइनस. ठीक है, या पी टी यहाँ पे मल्टीप्लाई. सो इन अ वेरी सिंपल वे आई कैन राइट दिस पर्टिकुलर थिंग एज दिस वन, 10 log of PR इज इक्वल टू 10 log PT, क्योंकि ये यहाँ पे मल्टीप्लाई हो गया, प्लस 10 log GT प्लस 10 log GR, क्योंकि ये डेसिबल्स में है तो 10 log ये हो गया, और ये वाला पूरा टर्म ऐसे का ऐसा log लैम्डा बाय 4πd और उसका स्क्वायर. ठीक है, सो द नेक्स्ट वन इज नथिंग बट द, मैंने ये पूरा डेसिबल्स में करा है. सो आई कैन राइट हियर पी आर, जब 10 log का वो जो है वो निकाल देते हैं. सो पी आर in dBs is equal to PT in decibel plus GT in dBs plus GR in dBs. और अगर इफ यू डू रिकॉल आपका इक्वेशन यहाँ पे, दिस इज पाथ लॉस 4πd बाय लैम्डा, लेकिन आपका ये लैम्डा बाय 4πd है, तो इसकी वजह से यहाँ पे जो भी आपका पाथ लॉस होगा वो माइनस टर्म, क्योंकि उसका उल्टा वहां पे आपने लिया हुआ है. सो दिस विल बी इन द dBs. ठीक है, सो अगर आप सिर्फ माइनस एल एस की बात करेंगे तो ये आपका माइनस एल एस क्या है, 10 log लैम्डा बाय 4πd का स्क्वायर. ठीक है, सो दैट्स वाई इफ दिस इज द स्क्वायर और ये आपका 10 यहाँ पे, सो दिस विल बी 20 log ऑफ लैम्डा बाय 4πd. आपने ये 2 यहाँ पे मल्टीप्लाई कर दिया. नाउ आई नो व्हाट इज द वेवलेंथ, द लैम्डा इज इक्वल टू c by f. c is velocity of light, which is 3 into 10 raised to 8 divided by f, that is frequency. So if I take my frequency in the megahertz, what will happen is equal to 3 into 10 raised to 8 and f into 10 raised to 6 if my frequency is in the megahertz. ठीक है, सो अगर आप फ्रीक्वेंसी मेगा हर्ट्ज में यहाँ पे ले रहे हो तो 10⁻⁶ यहाँ पे चला जाएगा, इट विल बिकम 300 एंड योर फ्रीक्वेंसी हियर विल बी इन द megahertz. Now what will happen if you will take a distance in the kilometer? I just put my distance यहाँ पे in the kilometer. ठीक है, so minus ls यहाँ will be equal to, I have taken 20, no, so 20 log, your frequency is in the megahertz, 4 phi f, which is in the megahertz. If you take a distance in the kilometer, so distance into 10 raised to 3, ठीक है, ये किलोमीटर में, so this will become, I can say 20 log 300 divided by 4 pi into 10 raised to 3. ठीक है, so 10 raised to 3 यहाँ पे आ गया और फ्रीक्वेंसी आपका इन द मेगाहर्ट्ज है. So I'm just trying to put all the things here. ठीक है, so if I calculate this particular thing, 300 divided by 4 pi into 10 raised to minus 3, this becomes this minus LSDB, this becomes minus 32.44. This is 20 log frequency in the megahertz, ठीक है, and minus 20 log distance into the kilometer, ठीक है. Now if I am changing the signs everywhere, this will become plus, this will become plus, this will become plus, and this will become plus. So ये जो भी equation आपको मिला है, this is called as a transmission path loss. So if I rewrite my equation, LS is equal to 32.44 plus 20 log frequency, which is right now in the megahertz, plus 20 log distance into the kilometer. So this will be called as the transmission path loss. ठीक है, so what will happen, or what will be my you can say field strength at the receiving antenna? We have already seen what will be the power density at the receiving antenna. We have directly come to the conclusion that our field strength will be E square, sorry, our power density at the receiving antenna will be E square by neta. But whenever I'm talking about the field strength at receiving antenna, ठीक है, यहाँ पे आपका क्या हो जाएगा, फील्ड स्ट्रेंथ एट रिसीविंग एंटीना. नॉर्मली आपका जो पावर डेंसिटी होता है, इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड इंटेंसिटी इनटू मैग्नेटिक फील्ड इंटेंसिटी. ठीक है, आपको पता है E by H is nothing but the intrinsic impedance, which is nothing but the 120 pi. This is for free space. This is all basics of electromagnetics. I'm expecting that you should know. So if I put WD here as E by H is nothing but the neta, so I can put यहाँ पे E, H will be this, I can just neta into, I can say H, or if I'm interested in E in terms of H, then I can put here, so this will be E by neta, H in terms of E. So this complete equation will become E square divided by neta, and it's a power density watts per meter square. ठीक है, so what we have found out in the previous equation. Okay, and I think I have already given you what will be the power density at the receiving, or what will be the receiving strength here. So as I have concluded that my received power density is E square by neta. If I am interested in the received field strength, it will become WD into neta, which is nothing but the GT PT divided by 4 pi d square into 120 pi. And we have already, I think, given the equation for this is nothing but the 30 GT PT divided by T. So this will be the received field strength, and as this is the received field strength, the unit will be volts per meter. If it is a power density, it will be watts per meter square, but it is the field strength. So this equation is for field strength at the receiving end. ठीक है, अगर यहाँ पे मेरा कोई भी रिसीविंग एंटीना है, यहाँ पे यू आर रिसीविंग समथिंग हियर, ठीक है, आप जब भी रिसीविंग एंटीना की बात कर रहे हो, यहाँ पे यू नीड टू कंसिडर द लेंथ ऑफ दैट पर्टिकुलर रिसीविंग एंटीना व्हाइल रिसीविंग दिस पर्टिकुलर थिंग. ठीक है, सो इन दैट केस यू नीड टू understand what will be your power density or what will be your received power. Okay, so this is all about. Now the next thing which I want to give you here is nothing but the, though you are having this model will not work for each and every distance. Okay, so I think this model is not going to work for each and every distance. You need to consider here the distance, and that distance is called as the Fraunhofer distance. I have a transmitter here, I have a transmitting antenna, I have a receiving antenna. Will you receive every time power, though for any distance? No, you need to satisfy the minimum criteria of distance. ठीक है, and that is nothing but the DF, and which is nothing but the Fraunhofer distance. ठीक है, आपको एक क्राइटेरिया को सेटिस्फाई करना है, एंड दैट क्राइटेरिया इज कॉल्ड एज अ फ्राउनहोफर डिस्टेंस. ठीक है, so just I'm writing here how you're going to do it. So this is the Fraunhofer distance. Unless and until your distance is greater than or equal to, just writing here, your d must be greater than or equal to Fraunhofer distance, and this Fraunhofer distance is nothing but the distance which is equal to 2d square by lambda. So I'm going to explain you each and every term which presents here. Df is the Fraunhofer distance, d is the dimension of an antenna, lambda is the wavelength of a transmission. So always take care that your distance is greater than or equal to 2d square by lambda. If this is not the case, you will fail to receive the signal because the radiations are not properly found. Okay, so d is the largest physical linear dimension of an antenna. Additionally, you can say that in a far field region, ये जो भी region है, suppose this distance is a Fraunhofer region, that is 2d square by lambda, and whatever radiations are there after this distance will be called, or this region will be called as the far field region. और ये जो भी region है वो आपका होगा near field region. ठीक है, सॉरी, जहाँ पे आपको properly radiations form नहीं होते, you are not going to check your radiations in this region. Always check your radiations in the far field region, or your, you can say, this free space equation is applicable in the far field region only. Okay, so this is something which is very important while solving the problems. So this is all about your propagation model, free space propagation model. I'm just trying to revise what we have seen up till now, and then we'll solve some of the problems. At least one problem I'll try to solve. So I'm just going to summarize what we have seen up till now. So we have talked about, I think, received power. ठीक है, कैसे निकालना है. So if, sorry, summary of what we have seen in today's session. So the first is the received power. How in the dBs, how you're going to find out? This is the transmitted power, which is in the dBs, plus gain of the transmitting antenna, sorry, receiving antenna, gain of the transmitting antenna minus path loss आपका. ठीक है, LS in the dBs. ठीक है, ये आपका जो भी है समरी है, कैसे आपने रिसीव किया है पावर. अभी लॉस क्या है उसके लिए अलग से हमने इक्वेशन फाइंड आउट करा है, दैट इज 32.44 dBs प्लस, यस, ठीक है, प्लस यू आर हैविंग फ्रीक्वेंसी in the megahertz, plus you are having distance into the kilometers. ठीक है, so if you understand what is path loss, you are able to find out what will be the received power. If you are having a transmitting antenna gain, you are having a receiving antenna gain, sorry, you are having a transmitted power, you are having a receiving antenna gain, you are having a transmitted antenna gain, and path loss. So this is all about